All right, thank you all so much for introducing yourselves. And then we will turn it over to Danielle, who is the Chief of Learning Success at WeThrive. And Danielle, if you need to share your screen, I can make sure you have sharing rights, and we'll let you take it away.
Yes, please do give me sharing rights.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks, Amanda, for inviting me here, and thanks everybody for attending. Excited to talk to you all about what we provide, and love that you all are interested in bringing entrepreneurship to your youth. So I'm going to share my screen here, so I'll have some visuals while I'm talking. So I know some of you are familiar with WeThrive already, but I'll just start, bare bones from what we're about. So nationwide, we work with young people as young as 11 years old to 24 years old to equip them with real world future ready skills by way of entrepreneurship. They are launching real ventures, so we're providing them with seed funding to create their prototypes so they can start a real company and make real revenue. And we also provide the opportunity for them to connect with our business network. So we have partners from like Apostle Foundation, Chime Bank, and we train business professionals and experts to have virtual meetings with your young people so they get that experience to be in a corporate environment. And then they also get to ask questions to experts around, what's the best way to market my product? Or I'm starting a nonprofit. What's the best way to utilize WeThrive seed funding to fundraise, right? So many different things, but just giving them, again, that real world practice that they will help them navigate as they move forward, whether it's to the next phase of school, college, or to get a career. So this is our website here, teamwethrive.org. You guys can visit this on your own as well. Various things here, but I'll highlight two specific things. One is our founders window. So y'all can go on here to check out what some of the companies our youth have created on here are. We've got a lot of graphic tees. They all are coupled with a purpose, right? So everything our youth create is solving a problem. So it could be, creating really cool fashion pieces and donating a portion of the proceeds to new school uniforms or more nutritious snacks in school, whatever problem they might be, they might have addressed that they want to solve for using their company. So you can poke through here. And then here we'll go to programs. And these are the different packages that we have. So if you are familiar with WeThrive, we've changed it up quite a bit to make it really easy for you all to sign up and then start. So before I go through these different packages, one of the main things is that there is no more required training, right? What we were hearing from a lot of educators was that, Danielle, training is only 90 minutes, right? The async modules. But you all have so much on your plate. So people were having a hard time allotting, that much time to even be prior to starting their program. So those modules, those training modules are still there for you, but now you're able to go through them when you're ready for each one, right? Maybe right this week, you just need to know how to get your students onto the platform. That's the only module, which will take 15 minutes to complete, right? So less barriers for you to get over to actually launching your program. And then we've curated these packages for you, right? So You Make It is what some of you might be familiar with, where we basically give you everything. Here are 80 plus activity guides, all of the resources here, and you all can plan if you want to implement it within a month, 3 months, an academic school year. So here we have that package too, ideal for somebody who really wants to plan their own entrepreneurship program. And then we have Mastery, where we've curated 60 activity guides for you, right? This is ideal also for an academic year-long program, 35-week curriculum we have here. Foundation, great for 8 weeks of curriculum. We've curated 20 curated activity guides for you. All these packages get the seed funding. Nothing changes there. And then also we have Ignite. So we have some programs that want to run 2-day, 5-week, or maybe even 4 weeks, but they only get to meet with their youth 1 to 2 times a week, right? So they have limited amount of time. So Ignite package would be the best one for them. In each of these packages, your youth are launching real companies. They all have access to the seed funding, and you all have unlimited support on the platform via chat. The things that changes are in Ignite, you'll have one check-in call available to you where in You Make It, you'll have up to 12, right? The bigger programs also provide additional things, starter kits, signs for your pop-up markets, and then you'll see the other differences in You Make It. So I want to pause there because this is a lot of new information and also a lot. So let me know if there are any questions that have come up already and or where you might want me to elaborate. Is there a chat? Is that for me? Or is that something else? No, not yet. Okay. So if there's no questions, I'll move forward. Just going to bring up one of our guides of what the entrepreneurship journey entails with WeThrive, right? So the first part is intro and exploration. They're going through what is entrepreneurship, and then they're learning about how to set their expectations, what is their vision, and what are their passions, right? What do they already love to do that they can bring in to this venture that they're going to create together? Second phase is ideas and community. They're learning about social impact. How can they impact their community in a positive way with the venture that they're going to create? How do they solve real problems? What's the difference between products and services? And then we go here to branding. Here's where they're learning about their target market, their competitors, how to create their logo, and the costs involved. And then here we go into selling and pitching. They're ordering their supplies, learning how to market and outreach, sales of distribution, channels of distribution, where they're going to sell their products. And then they're wrapping up with their pitch deck creation and pitch. And then demo day and pop-up market. So I know for a lot of you, you're interested in WeThrive for the e-fair. A lot of our programs also organize their own pop-up market. It could be at a school, a local fair, where they can make real revenue and keep their profits. And their demo day is where they showcase their pitch competitions. We're also happy to get involved to help you all coordinate your own pitch event or own pop-up market event, if that's something you want to do as well after your program. Pausing there now. Any questions here? No, not yet. Okay, so I'm going to come here to the platform. So just going to show you some of what this looks like. Happy to give you all sample accounts so you can poke around and see some of the lessons yourself. This is one of our digital lessons for youth, Intro to Entrepreneurship. All of our lessons are super bite-sized, easy to understand, access. We also have a mobile app. That's where most of our youth do their digital lessons too. So every lesson has an illustration. We introduce them to the topic. We review, what happened before this, right? So this is the very first lesson. So for them, if they're looking back, they're looking about their life experiences, and now they're moving forward to learn how to be an entrepreneur. And then we just get them into the mindset of, what is coming up in this lesson, and also really try to connect it to life, real world scenarios. Not just learning this topic, but how can this topic be applied to everyday life, of how you're going about things, how you're decision making, and how you're thinking. So this is what a student-facing lesson looks like. And then I'll just show you what one of your activity guides might look like. All right, so let's go here. Let's open up to all of them. Okay. All right, so let's open marketing and outreach, right? So this is You Make It, meaning you're getting all of the resources, right? So for You Make It, you have 7 different activity guides that you can choose from. You'll see they're all ranging, 6 activity guides plus a lesson guide. And they're all ranging from different skill practices. So critical thinking, brainstorming, vocabulary, analysis. And they range from 15 minutes or 20 minutes long to 60 minutes. So you're able to really curate this based on your time capacity and staff capacity. So let's go to analysis. These are PDF files. You're able to download them and print them as well. And this is how they're all laid out. So This is analysis about marketing emotion. So the description here says an important strategy that companies use to market themselves to potential customers is appealing to their emotions. This experience asks students to view commercials from national brands and analyze the ways they appeal to the viewer's emotions. They'll watch a series of selected commercials and then consider the emotions that each evokes. Right. So the goal of this activity is that students will understand the marketing strategy of appealing to customers' emotions. And here we walk you through how to introduce the topic. Of course, the accompanying digital lesson this experience guide is for is marketing and outreach. And then here we walk you through the experience. So your students will work independently here. They will watch 4 commercials. As they watch each of them, they should document the answers to the following questions. What are the emotions you feel as you watch the commercial? What advantage does the company have as you feel these emotions? And who would be emotionally impacted by this commercial, right? So again, asking them to apply their analytical skills to this particular guide. Here are the commercial links that we're providing you. And then discussion and reflection and how to exit that activity. So for whichever package you're choosing, this is what you're provided with to generate or foster conversation in the classroom about each of the topics on their entrepreneurial journey. Any questions here, or might you want me to go back on anything? Cool. So that was the activity guide and the digital lesson modules. Here is that chat feature that you saw me mention from the package offerings. Here you can drop any question that you have to me at any time or your program manager. And then you can also, of course, ask, hey, Danielle, I really need to get on the phone. I need help with this, right? But here's where you can communicate with us anytime you need program support. And I'll just go back here to, again, these packages, really easy to sign up for. Again, you're just going to our website. And when you hit the sign up button, you'll just be prompted to fill out this form. Let us know which package you're choosing, right? And a few more questions, city, where you're implementing this, how many participants, et cetera. And that's it. So there's a lot more I can dive into here. If you want to see more of the activity guides, more of the lessons, what one of our pop-up markets look like. But just want to hear from you all. Is there anything here that you do specifically want to know more about? Or Amanda, you too, if there's anything you think would be really helpful to go over again.
I have a question, and I apologize if I just am kind of missing. Most of this would be targeted towards like a school district, and they would buy the package for the district and then could apply it to different classrooms. Or do you have something that could be for an individual as well?
Yeah, these are for individual. So we have teachers that choose a package for their classroom, and then they may bring it to their principal, and then the principal wants to buy the package for multiple classes within their school. So we partner with individual teachers. We have partnerships with entire school districts, entire schools. So yes, they can be applied anywhere.
What does cost look like? Is it free for students, or if we were looking to buy like a packet? Our school is not that big. But what does that look like?
Yeah, so right now it is $40 per head per student.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you because we have some teachers who'll say, we can provide this for 30 students, but they might really want to engage 200 students in this and not have the funding. You can also come to me with that, and we can work on sponsorship as well. If funding to reach more students, it might be a challenge right now.
I only bring it up because we try to explore different career fields, and as we're learning about opportunities, that's how we connect students to. Like in case, we had the one or two students that wanted to be part of We Thrive.
Mhm.
I mean, $40, I feel like. I mean, I would just have to talk to a company, but let's say I'm assuming, I guess there's opportunity for like a scholarship or support for that one. Okay.
Yes. And Melissa, sorry, are you saying that, let's say you have two students interested, they would be, downloading the app and going through this experience independently with your support or somebody on your team support, and not be joining like a group where there is a facilitator implementing activities. Is that right?
Right.
Yes, then absolutely. We would support them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Ashley had a question in the chat. Oh, did we answer this already? Is there a low income scholarship or something like that? I guess you
Oh,
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, we don't turn anyone away.
Danielle, can you talk about some of the other, I guess, like life skills that are taught throughout this curriculum outside of just starting a business that you guys also focus on?
Yeah, so it's for example, critical thinking is something that is learned just by starting a business, right? So although we might not have a lesson that says critical thinking, there's so many skills that are being built organically just through this whole journey, right? So decision making, learning to work with a team, right? We've had like one teacher told me like two students like used to fight all year during class, and then they ended up starting a company together. And we're such a great team and creating such a great idea and great company, right? So resolving issues, collaboration, team working, problem solving, of course, research skills. They've got to do research throughout this whole thing. How do they, how are they learning about their target market, their competitors? What's the best branding, things like that. What else? Financial literacy, of course. They're going to have to learn how to, what WeThrive gives them for seed funding, who are the best suppliers for them. They have to consider shipping costs. How, let's say they're creating a t-shirt line, what are the fees for blank t-shirts and printing and all of that. So definitely learning how to budget and manage their money. Time management, right? Like in the real world, we don't have an indefinite amount of time to make something happen. So if you're applying this program and you want them to finish in 3 months, so how do they manage their time to launch a venture within 3 months with the time they're given and the capital that they're given? I'd say too, for young people who get to experience virtual meetings with business experts, that's such a huge skill, right? Like so many of us didn't learn how to navigate a business exchange, like back and forth conversation, how to navigate that kind of environment until we entered the workforce. So that's super huge for them to be able to experience that at a young age prior to them to entering the workforce. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I love about you guys. It's really all inclusive. And you're simply just preparing kids for post-secondary education, whatever that looks like, whether it's going to college, whether it's entering the workforce. So yeah, that's why I highly advocate for the use of it. So it looks like Noelle typed in the chat.
The check-in calls, are those calls with someone with WeThrive that can give advice and pointers to the students and teachers as they go along? Yeah, so that would be with myself or another program manager on the team. So those check-in calls are, you can talk to us about any challenges you might be having in class. Like top of mind, that usually looks like students are having trouble hone in on one idea, right? They have like so many and they're having trouble agreeing on which one to move forward with. Or how do we schedule our meeting with the business expert? So yes, that would be myself or somebody else on our team. Yeah. And again, in between those check-in calls, we're available to you 24/7 on chat, so you can drop in any questions there too. And then I think, Jenny, I saw you come off mute too. Did you have another question?
Yeah, I was just curious how many students come forward with like already having an idea in mind versus coming in with like a fresh slate of like, I'm curious about running a business, but I have no idea what I might do.
Wait, sorry, your question is how many students average do we have who come in with an idea versus who don't?
Yes.
Yeah. Gosh, that's such a good that I feel like that's something we don't really measure, but for me, since I work like directly with everybody, I would say during lockdown, I specifically remember the majority of our youth having existing either ideas or existing companies already, because during lockdown, they weren't able to work their part-time jobs and they had to figure something out. So they became entrepreneurs on their own and then joined WeThrive to either make the idea they already had come to life, or two, fine tune the existing company and idea they already had. Right. So let's say one youth came to us, they had a jewelry line. They were doing earrings. And they, through like learning about the different ways they could, using their seed funding, their target market, their competitors, they ended up expanding their offerings to necklaces and bracelets and things like that. So I think most of our youth do come in with ideas. And then maybe 30% of our youth, I say, don't know, either aren't interested in entrepreneurship, don't know what entrepreneurship is, or are just curious. And they'll leave having developed like a mobile app or something amazing because they just get really interested in it. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. I was just curious of where folks were kind of meeting you at. Um, I have a almost 13-year-old son, and I could just see him being like, I would have tons of ideas for businesses, but not just
Yeah.
one would be kind of the space he would be at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, it really varies. And I love that you say that, because I do have more and more parents both reaching out through our website, or when I go to represent WeThrive at different conferences, parents attending and seeing exactly that. Like slime is a big one. My kids love slime and they want to start a business from it. So parents are seeking this out as well, because this Gen Z is the most entrepreneurial generation. So they're really seeking those resources out for their kids.
I have another one for you from a more professional side. And I know that DVR was also on the call. So both and my work intersects with people with disabilities. I specifically work with intellectual and developmental disability folks. And I'm curious if you've seen success with students getting support in this, and kind of what level of support and what maybe level of family involvement may be needed to be successful in this space.
Yeah, definitely the programs that we have, where teachers tell me that the parents are involved, are the most successful, because, I recall like last summer we had a student, he shared with his teacher that he almost gave up because I think something with the screen printing company he was working with for his graphic t-shirt company, it didn't work out. And he was really upset, and he shared it with his mom, and his mom stepped in. And one of the reflections he shared with his teacher was, I realized that my mom is there to help me. And, she helped me figure it out. And I was able to be prepared for my pop-up market. Right. So I think that support at home is valuable for any young person. And I'd also add that bringing in additional mentors in class to give more one-on-one time with either each student or each company, right? So let's say you have a group of 20 students and you're one educator, and they break off, 20 students, that's probably going to be 4 to 5 different groups for each company. Having additional support in the class so that when they are now deciding who they're going to work with and they're going to start decision making, creating their logo, researching, doing all the work, they have somebody, focused on their idea and helping them along the way. Yeah. So I think at-home support and also additional mentors or volunteers in the classroom as working on their projects is really good. I'd also just add to that the activity guide, that I showed you here, like this is a great example. Here we provide you with questions and then also different commercials, right? This is all customizable because you know your students best, right? So if you're working with, a specific group of students and you feel these questions need to be reworded or these commercials that we put here might not work, right? And other video links that they would respond to best, or it would help make them understand it best. This is really just a starting point, and you can, customize this that will, amplify this skill and this topic, in your classroom, as you see fit. Yeah, and the other things I would add here too, if no one had, and obviously if you have another question, unmute, is I think, Amanda, you told me that because e-fair is coming, I think some people might be interested in starting soon, right? To be ready for it. If you sign up, whether hitting the button or, you reach out to me or email me, what the next steps look like is getting the license agreement signed, and then you're onboarded onto the platform, and that's it. You can start within a matter of, a day or two, depending on how fast you get that assignment, that license agreement signed. I'll get you on the platform, and that's it. So just wanted to let you all know that there are no barriers from this point to your program launch. And I think it was Melissa, you said you might have some youth who want to join independently. They would register through the mobile app. So they would just look for, WeThrive in their iOS or Android mobile app, or you can reach out to me too. We also have those links on our website here. They can click here, Google Play or App Store, to download the mobile app on their phones or your phones.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And just to kind of add on to regarding like maybe students with disabilities and their involvement with the curriculum, with our e-fair at Generation Schools Network that we'll be hosting on May 7th at Wiggins High School, and I can drop information in the chat here in just a second for you guys. For students who are entered into that, we do provide mentors for them throughout the process, and they're there to give students feedback ahead of time, even after the fair is over, to help them kind of move forward in the process and getting to the next step in their business. So that's something that we do provide at GSN. We also provide stipends for teachers who kind of sign up to be those mentors for students, especially those that are from special populations, to kind of help guide and support them a little bit more than they would the average student. So just to kind of throw that out there for you. I'll put the link to the flyer in the chat. Is there anyone who's interested in a sample account? Because I know Danielle had mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a few things in here. Our website, I'll drop my email. Okay. Ashley, if you want to, let me know if you want to just take my email address down and reach out to me, or you can drop your email address here too, and I can reach out to you. And then again, there's always that sign up button on our programs page. Thank you. Gotcha. No worries for the all caps. Yeah, please feel free to reach out to me whether you're interested or you're not sure and just want more information. Happy to send along additional info for you.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions, comments? I did put a link also in the chat for it's a feedback survey, pretty simple, quick and easy, if you guys don't mind filling that out. And then I will send out the recording and any other information that we've included here in the chat with you for you guys in the next couple of days. So you have that in your inboxes. And as Danielle said, don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions and just want to know more about WeThrive or GSN's Entrepreneurship Fair this spring. We are happy to answer those for you. So thank you all for your participation. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.
Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Bye. Thanks, Amanda.
Bye. Thank you.